Hey, by the way,
everybody.
Ruby's coming.
She's coming.
She's coming. 3, 2, 1. Ruby Durham. Do you want to sit down?
We'll widen the shot.
Good. You both are wearing red. You look great,
yes.
by the way.
Yes.
Actually, all three of you are wearing red. I'm the only
right? You're the oddball. You're the oddball out.
Which is usually the case. Good morning, everybody.
Yes, good morning. Thanks for joining us online, Facebook, YouTube, whatever you're watching from. Okay, so this is the story we're talking about. Last night, Brianna Harper did this story on a local Sonic.
Okay.
You know, restaurants, fast food places, they're having a really hard time hiring people. So this particular Sonic has decided to, you work, we pay you. No, every other week.
Yeah.
Just, we work, we pay you to hire people.
So if you work 5 hours on a Monday, you
get
can
paid.
get paid
Yeah.
that same day.
Yeah, exactly. So let us show you the story so you get more of some background info on it, and comment below. Let us know what you think, and then we're going to talk about it. So roll the tape.
At the Sonic Drive-In in Harrisburg, they're serving up food and also payday flexibility for its employees.
People should have access to the money they've earned today and tomorrow and things of that nature instead of having to wait to get their paycheck.
That's why the fast food spot decided to partner with Daily Pay. It's a new tool that allows employees to take out a portion of their earnings almost on the daily basis. For a small fee, the money earned from a day's work could go straight into their bank account. We're told it's one appealing incentive to get people to join the team and also want to stay.
The staffing has been the biggest challenge, I would say, the last 6 to 8 months.
Here at the Harrisburg Sonic, Daily Pay officially launched just last week, and the managers say already 20% of the staff has signed up. It's a minor change that hopes to make a big difference in the employee experience.
We're just trying to also change internally and provide the most positive cultures we can within the restaurant and have a better climate for people to work in.
Brianna Harper, WCNC, Charlotte.
So our team tells us that this Sonic is independently owned. So this is how they're able to do this. But I think we all just watched that for the first time. And the small fee is what...
Right.
Questions like, what's the small fee?
How much would that take away from the amount that you made that day?
Because I'd rather have the every other week if it's going to be the full amount of my paycheck. You know what I mean?
Is the small fee taken out each time? But let's say I want my money on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Is it a small fee each time?
What's the purpose of a small fee? That does not make sense at all.
I don't know.
Well, maybe how they get the money to you.
Like, when I think of small fee, I think like 99 cents.
Because
like,
taxes taken out anyway.
That's not scientific, by the way. What do you? Well, first off,
or maybe it's a rush fee.
What do you think a small fee is? No, I kind of branch from that. And by the way, I've been to that Sonic before, so.
Oh, you have?
So yeah, that was very close to.
I'm a big Sonic fan. Okay, Melissa says, I just wish they'd make a livable wage so that this wasn't even necessary. And I think a lot of people are talking about restaurant workers, a lot of people leaving the restaurant industry. We just went this weekend to one of our favorite restaurants, and like half the tables, people weren't even sitting at them, I think because they were so short-staffed, so they couldn't seat everyone. So we have talked about this a lot of people leaving the restaurant industry, unfortunately.
I mean, when I was interning at a news station after college, I worked at Tupelo Honey, actually. It was in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and I was a server, and I loved it, actually. I loved it.
And I bet the people loved you.
Yeah, I loved the fast money. I loved the fact that I could work that day and leave with money. So I can see how this could be beneficial, because what if you have to bill to pay? What if you have something that comes up you can't wait 2 weeks for? So I get it. I still want to know the small fee, because working in restaurants, the small fee to me would be, paying the busboy or paying, the kitchen or something like that to get that money, daily. But I get it.
Kristen's saying she thinks this is great, especially with the rising food and gas prices.
True.
Melissa's saying, I get paid twice a month. I'd prefer once a month.
Once?
Wow. Okay.
Nah, I couldn't do that.
That's some real budgeting.
I know, right?
I'm already pushing it pretty close.
2 weeks is already.
Well, here, can I ask this question?
Yeah, okay. I don't know if I'll be able to answer
Maybe I didn't hear correctly. Do they get paid every day? Is that what that?
It sounds like you can. You can. Yeah.
And you can withdraw it, where they say a direct deposit into your bank account for a small fee if you do it daily.
Okay. So you can choose.
You can choose.
Bi-weekly or day of.
All right. Well.
You can choose.
Yeah.
Well, and I think that it's really been interesting. You brought about the low wages, and that's been the biggest outcome, I think, really from the pandemic, is that a lot of people said, is it even worth it to go back to this job? Where as a waitress staff, you were getting pretty much paid Cheez-Its for an actual paycheck because it's all off the tips.
Right.
But nowadays, we're not as many people going to the restaurants. So I think a lot of people are kind of rebelling on that.
But here's the question. We hear this all the time. Another maybe certain naivete I have about this. Okay, I'm not going back there. Where are you going? Where are these people going to work? So many businesses have lost employees. Do they have another job, or what are they doing?
That would be an interesting
Maybe
study
people
to
are
look
working.
into.
They're fine, because I know one of my friends. She was working from home during the pandemic. She worked at a corporation that you go in every day, and they decided to pay their workers more to fully, how can I say it? To permanently work remotely. And so maybe people are not going in anymore to actual jobs because they're like, hey, I can get paid more and sit at home for 8 hours. So maybe that's the difference.
I think a lot of companies, you're right, are looking since the pandemic and saying, we can operate. We don't have to pay as much money for like this office space, and we're going to pay you to work remotely.
Because
to work
for
from
some
home.
people it works. So some people they're like, I don't want to wake up or do this or do that.
You take the giant banks, take any of the major banks that have huge complexes. They still have the bills to pay. Those are not gone. They're still there. That's why the banking industry is going back, because they have, you talk about overhead, tremendous overhead. They can't afford to keep people at home. They have to bring them back, because you can't just turn around and sell the building immediately. I mean, there literally are dozens and dozens of major business complexes that are empty that have to be refilled, because those, the executives, the people that own those, can't just turn around and sell them.
That's true.
Because that's a giant overhead.
So many different changes because of the pandemic.
Lori's saying, no way I live that way. It is way too hard. So I'm not sure which specific thing she's referring to.
Maybe
but,
the day-to-day.
It is also important to note that a lot of the employees at this Sonic are high school and college students.
True.
So they are ready for that money day of.
Especially day of. It's like, hold on, let me work 5 hours so I can go out on a Friday
And
night.
that was my thought process.
That's very cool.
That was my thought process during college and after. It's like, I need my money today.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
That is the best thing about being a waiter or waitress. That's pretty good money.
All right, well, keep your comments coming. Let us know what you think. Do you want to be paid daily? Or will you wait every other week? Or like Melissa said, once a month.
Melissa, we talk more about that.
No, Lori said we're getting paid once a month. So there's multiple people.
How do you do that? How does that happen?
That's a lot of money one time. How do you live day after day?
Let's talk about the budgeting, the time, the management of the money.
To make sure, right?
Questions.
Right? Exactly.
Yeah, I can't do 2 weeks, a month. Good for you. You are a saint. Fantastic.
All right, guys, keep those comments coming. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you back on TV at 11.